High-speed trains have revolutionized transportation worldwide, enhancing not only journey times but also driving economic growth and connecting communities. Countries like China, Japan, and Europe have embraced high-speed rail, but there's one nation conspicuously absent from this revolutionary movement: the United States. Despite its position as the richest and most economically successful nation, the USA lacks a comprehensive high-speed rail network. In this video, we'll explore the reasons behind this absence and the recent developments that might finally bring high-speed rail to the United States. The journey of high-speed rail began in 1964 with Japan's iconic Shinkansen bullet trains. Subsequently, France's TGV in the early 1980s catapulted the global high-speed train revolution. China, too, embraced the technology, building an extensive 26,000 miles of dedicated high-speed railways since 2008, with plans to expand to 43,000 miles by 2035. On the other hand, the United States lags far behind, with just 375 route miles of track cleared for operation at more than 100 miles per hour. Many Americans have no concept of high-speed rail and fail to see its value. They are hopelessly stuck with a highway and airline mindset, says William C. Vantorno, editor-in-chief of Railway Age. America's reliance on congested highways and the stress of air travel can be attributed to the dominance of cars and airliners since the 1950s. Luxurious passenger trains like the Empire Builder and Super Chief were overshadowed, leaving railroads in financial distress by the early 1970s. Although U.S. freight railroads flourished, passenger rail became a low priority for policymakers. However, there's hope on the horizon. President Joe Biden's $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill includes an unprecedented $170 billion for rail improvements. A significant portion will go into repairing Amtrak's crumbling Northeast Corridor, NEC, that links Boston, New York, and Washington. Private initiatives like Florida's Brightline operation have been given the green light to build a $10 billion high-speed rail link between Los Angeles and Las Vegas by 2027, plus proposed routes in Texas and the Cascadia route that would link Portland, Oregon, with Seattle and Vancouver. Every president since Ronald Reagan has talked about the pressing need to improve infrastructure across the USA, but they've always had other bigger priorities to deal with, says Scott Sharon, Chief Commercial Officer of Train Builder, Alstom's U.S. division. But now there's a huge impetus to get things moving. It's a time of optimism. If we build it, they will come. As an industry, we're maturing and we're ready to take the next step. It's time to focus on passenger rail. New generation trains such as Amtrak's Avelia Liberty, capable of reaching 220 miles per hour, have been introduced to the U.S. These trains not only improve transportation but also create numerous job opportunities and stimulate economic development. In March 2023, Brightline announced plans to begin construction on a 218-mile, 351-kilometer high-speed line between Rancho Cucamonga just outside Los Angeles and Las Vegas, carving a path through the San Bernardino Mountains and across the desert, following the Interstate 15 corridor. When it opens in 2027, the 200 miles per hour line will slash travel times to little more than 1 hour, a massive advantage over the 4-hour average by car. Brightline West expects to inject around $10 billion worth of benefits into the region's economy, creating about 35,000 construction jobs, as well as 1,000 permanent jobs in maintenance, operations, and customer service in Southern California and Nevada. It will also mark the return of passenger trains to Las Vegas after a 30-year hiatus. Amtrak canceled its Desert Wind route in 1997. Elsewhere in California, construction is progressing on another high-speed line through the San Joaquin Valley. Set to open around 2030, California High-Speed Rail, CHSR, will run from Merced to Bakersfield, 171 miles, at speeds of up to 220 miles per hour. When coupled with proposed upgrades to commuter rail lines at either end, this project could eventually allow high-speed trains to run the 350 miles, 560 kilometers, between Los Angeles to San Francisco metropolitan areas in just 2 hours and 40 minutes. CHSR has been on the table as far back as 1996, but its implementation has been controversial. Disagreements over the route, management issues, delays in land acquisition and construction, cost overruns, and inadequate funding for completing the entire system have plagued the project, despite the economic benefits it will deliver as well as reducing pollution and congestion. Around 10,000 people are already employed on the project. Costing $63 billion to $98 billion, depending on the final extent of the scheme, CHR is to connect 6 of the 10 largest cities in the state and provide the same capacity as 4,200 miles of new highway lanes, 91 additional airport gates, and 2 new airport runways, costing between $122 billion and $199 billion. With California's population expected to grow to more than 45 million by 2050, high-speed rail offers the best value solution to keep the state from grinding to a halt. Despite these promising developments, challenges remain. Some experts believe that a nationwide high-speed rail network in the USA is a pipe dream due to political and financial barriers, as well as opposition from landowners. The enormous size of the United States and its widely dispersed population mitigates against the creation of a single unified network of the type being built in China and proposed for Europe. Air travel is likely to remain the preferred option for transcontinental journeys that can be more than 3,000 miles, around 4,828 kilometers. But there are many shorter intercity travel corridors where high-speed rail or a combination of new infrastructure and upgraded railroad tracks could eventually provide an alternative to air travel and highways. Rightline West and CHSR offer templates for the future expansion of high-speed rail in North America. By focusing on pairs of cities or regions that are too close for air travel and too far apart for car drivers, transportation planners can predict which corridors offer the greatest potential. According to Sharon, the magic numbers are centers of population with around 3 million people that are 200 to 500 miles apart, giving a trip time of less than 3 hours, preferably 2 hours. Where those conditions apply in Europe and Asia, high-speed rail reduces air's share of the market from 100% to near zero. The model would work just as well in the USA as it does globally. America's path towards a comprehensive high-speed rail network might be challenging, but it's not impossible. As the nation increasingly faces environmental concerns and worsening congestion, high-speed rail is gaining momentum as a viable solution. With significant investment, public support, and a focus on potential corridors, America can usher in a passenger rail revolution. What do you think? Is it finally time for the U.S. to embrace high-speed rail? Or is it just a pipe dream? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more updates. We'll see you next time.